actually met online. So I scoped him out. I found him and I messaged him. So, and then we went on our first date and haven't spent much time apart since.
I met her on OkCupid. She messaged me asking me where would be my favorite place to go hiking. My answer was Alaska.
Well, we were like a 95% match. And so I was like, I should probably reach out to that guy if he's basically me.
She messaged me first. I kissed her first, so I don't know what the first move would be classified as.
I think I made the first move because I messaged him first, but I guess you could say he made the first move because he asked me out first. So I guess that could be interpreted differently. First date, I remember that day I went to a happy hour after work because somebody was leaving, a coworker was leaving. And then when I got home, I fretted too much about what I was gonna wear that I was running late. And then I later found out that that's one of Frick's biggest peeves, so I'm pretty lucky that I got a second date.
We went to Pinstripes. We had a few drinks, we played bocce, we had our first kiss there.
I remember it. Yeah, it was on our first date. We were playing bocce ball, and I was watching the football game, and then I turned around and he kissed me.
No, she did not try to knock out my teeth that night. But yeah, it was a great date. So, no food, just drinking bocce, and I think there was 4 games played, which I'm pretty sure I won all 4.
I was pretty fixated instantly, and I was like, kind of hoping you can call me back, that'd be great.
Oh, she was a liar.
I lied and said I was not that competitive except for playing cribbage, and we were messaging back and forth, but then there was the football game, and I was like, I have a fantasy pick in there or something, and then he realized that was the first lie I told of our relationship.
She was a big liar. So when we were messaging, one of her things I asked her was, are you competitive? And she said no. And after the game of bocce, she proved that was not a truthful statement. But my first impressions really were that she was very kind, and she was very friendly, and I definitely wanted to go on a second date. You know what I threw in my crib? What? 7. Ooh. 2. You want to give it to me?
Are you serious? I was so far ahead. I'm gonna lose that lead.
Give it to me?
No! You know I never give it to you.
So, how'd that game of cribbage go? Who won?
I should have.
Why don't you just tell them what peg you were, hun?
I should have been in the winner's spot.
I was blue. Blue wins. How's our board going at home, too?
We don't need to go into that. So, last June of 2017, we were planning a hiking trip, and we were gonna go hiking on the Superior Hiking Trail. We were gonna be gone for 3 days. We left on Thursday, June 8th, and
so leading up to this trip,
yeah,
Elise was very casual and not about getting her backpacking gear ready. My dad broke his ribs, or no, broke his back. And Jay and Lori were cutting down the lilac trees in the backyard. And the reason I know that is because a month prior I had driven down there and asked permission. I also been dealing with my dad breaking his back, and then I had to deal with Elise not getting ready for this hiking trip. So I had to go get everything ready for the hiking trip. All right, continue.
So he'd planned it all out, I'll be honest. He had done backpacking before I hadn't. And so we ended up hiking 40 miles over the 3 days.
The second day, I had a campsite picked out that I wanted to stay at because then it would put us in Gooseberry. As Elise said, we were there very early. So I had a campsite picked out that I wanted to stop at, so it would have put us in Gooseberry about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, which is when our parents were supposed to be there. And Elise just was not taking no for an answer, and she just wanted to keep pushing on. So we ended up pushing on another like 6 miles, putting us an hour and a half closer to Gooseberry than I wanted to be. And she just could not understand why I was like, nope, let's just stay here. Let's stay here. We're on top of the hill, let's stay here.
Well, so we'd been to Gooseberry the fall before, and we'd found this overlook, and we had to like carve our name and our initials in, of course, and put the year on it. We got to Gooseberry, and we were in there in plenty of time, and then we started wandering back, and we come across this overlook that we'd been at the year before, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's that same overlook. And he's like, hold on, you know, he pulls out his knife. I figured he was gonna carve the number in. And so he's like, wait here. And so he comes back up. I don't even notice he doesn't have his backpack on anymore, but he's like, close your eyes. And I was like, okay. I'm like, that's a little dramatic for just carving a number into the by the initials. And I closed my eyes. He's guided me down the stairs. We're partway through down this overlook, and I kind of squint, and I see that there's people at the end of the overlook, and they've got cameras out. But then I realized it was our parents, and so all of our parents were there, and then I realized something was happening. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know, and then that's when he proposed, and then I started bawling. And but we had champagne.
Didn't stop crying for the rest of the day.
But he had arranged, and then he arranged for all of us to go and put love locks out down in Canal Park, and we were able to spend just a really nice night in Duluth and just celebrate, and it was great.
Yeah, had hotels arranged, everything.
Mm-hmm.
That was the moment I knew that Elise was the one. We had a twin calf, and the calf was down, and it wasn't doing super great, so we had to bring it up and put it into a calf warmer. And then we had to take and bottle feed it. And while I was getting the calf warmer ready, I gave Elise the bottle, and we had already got the calf sucking a little bit, but it was still going. And Elise was feeding the calf, and I remember looking back and going, well, if she can put up with this, that's pretty special. And I remember thinking at that moment, I was like, this is something you can build a life around. And that was the moment I knew that was definitely the one that I wanted to be with forever.
It was actually when we were dancing, and it was just like I felt very safe and I felt very comfortable, and just wanted to be with him all the time.